Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the wife. Say hello, wife. All right, so I want to ask a question. She doesn't know what we're about to ask her. I did on purpose. She has no idea of this conversation we're about to have, and I purposely didn't tell her because I wanted her to give me her straight. Not that my wife's not a liar, but I wanted her to give me her straight up, raw answer to what I'm about to say, without any kind of warm up or anything. Just kind of wanted to ask the question, ma'am. Okay. Livy says hi, but I wanted to ask a question, and I wanted her to just say first thing came to her mind. Boom. Right. All right. So, like I said in my yesterday's video, I posted on Facebook yesterday about my. I apologize for the thing I said before about R. Kelly, how I kind of put him, I kind of gave the impression that he was okay, but really it was all about the father. I still believe that all the fathers in this scenario here play a part because of the fact that R. Kelly's jaw wasn't broken, or neither was his back or any part of his body. But I definitely put more of the weight on R. Kelly for being a monster. And yesterday's the two interviews yesterday just furthermore proved the point that that dude is mentally unstable and he's definitely guilty. But in the interview, I saw something, right? And not just the interview. I saw so last night I was at work, and I was on Facebook because what else is there to do when you're at work except for be on Facebook? High five lazy people. High five lazy people. No, all right. And so the people behind us like, oh my gosh, sorry. But yeah, so and I was reminded of the interview, and I reminded how how she's asking questions, and shout out to Gail, real talk, because did you see the interview? So basically, you know what's about it, right? So basically, there's a part in the interview where he gets just upset. She's asking questions, and they're kind of hitting home to her. He gets upset, and he kind of jumps up, and he's, I'm fighting for my life, and he's just going off, right? And he's like walking around and crying, and he looked crazy. Just to be honest with you, but like the cameraman, they had to pause everything. It was a little crazy. But anyways, I'm thinking back to that part, and I remember reading a bunch of threads, and many women were saying, see, his outburst right there proves that he's a violent person, proves that everything that everybody's been saying about him as far as being violent and being abusive and whatever is true, because look at his outburst right there, and he's crying, and he's just, this whole body language, I guess, gave people the impression that, yep, it's true. He's, this woman beater kind of person, right? Okay. In all honesty, right, R. Kelly is under the belief that what he is saying, or what people are saying about him, is false, right? R. Kelly strongly believes that he is perfectly innocent in all this. Like, he has somehow, some way wrapped his mind around the belief that he is a saint and that he is okay, and everybody else is lying, right? So that is his truth, that is his belief, right? And so when someone has brought the allegations against him, because his truth, his belief has put him in a position where he believes he is right, that's when I think the outburst came. I guess my question I'm asking is, and I'm asking you, babe, my question is, how is a man, how as a woman, how is a man supposed to react when he's been falsely accused of something that he himself, although we know he's not, but he himself believes he is 100% innocent? How is he to react and not get he's a monster, he's abusive, oh my gosh? How like I said, because maybe hold on one second, mama, because Gail's co-workers asked her, they go, she said, I was so scared for you, I thought he was going to hurt you. Were you scared? And Gail said, actually, no. She said, I didn't, not at one point in time did I think he was going to actually hurt me. She said, I thought maybe like a foreign object, he was going to hit something that was going to hit me. She said, but I was never under the impression that he was going to hit me. She was okay. Now, many people say, oh, because she had like security or whatever. I didn't see any security, and actually, no security got up when he stood up, and they had to cut. Like the publicist came over, and the publicist, kind of pat his face or the makeup people, whatever. But I didn't see nobody with a gun or no badge like that. No one came over to protect her. So I don't think she has security. Yet she didn't feel threatened. But anyways, so babe, how should a man respond feeling how he felt and not come across threatening?
That's not up to you. Like, everything's up for interpretation. Like, the other people watching the video and saying, yeah, see, that's proof. Like, that's what they're watching it for. So if you want to find proof, you're gonna find proof.
Levish, mama.
Like, I heard this statement when I was younger, and I never agreed with it. It was like, if you didn't do something wrong, there's nothing for you to be upset about. But I hate being called a liar, like, more than anything.
Right.
So the idea that if you did everything right and somebody is telling you that you did it wrong, there's no, like, the signature that you are innocent is for you to keep a level head. That's not, I don't think that that's fair. Maybe if it's like over a long term, like you have your initial blow up, but long term you need to be able to keep a level head. And in his case, he knows he's being recorded. He knows that people are going to be analyzing what he's doing. So he needed to keep a level head. And the fact that he couldn't, and this is not something, like, nobody surprised him today and be like, you know what we think of you? Like, it wasn't brand new. This is something he's been dealing with for a very long time. So the fact that he couldn't keep himself under control, I'm not going to say that's an admission of guilt, but I'm going to say an FBI agent might say body language.
Hold on.
Like,
get this in the middle so they can see.
But again, like, she didn't feel threatened because he wasn't actually mad at her. He was mad at the information that was being given, and that he didn't feel like she was on his side. But you've been in a situation before where you thought, like, you're being upset about a situation made sense, and in hindsight it was interpreted differently by other people.
Right.
So there's not like a right and or wrong way, but I think at the end of the day you should keep your hands to yourself. Not you, but in general, at the end of the day,
I did that for what happened the other day.
End of the day, if you want to give yourself any fighting chance, don't fight people. Like, you could use your words and possibly get loud, and people would be like, it's okay for you to get upset, but at the end of the day, keep your hands to yourself.
See, and I think that's, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but actually that makes perfect sense. But I wonder if a lot of that is based off of from an outsider's perspective, right? So, like, me, for instance, like, I don't like you just said, I don't like being called a liar. I don't like when people, disrespect me. And so, although I may not necessarily be in a fight, I haven't been in a fight in, a while. I've, had to hold people down because of work or whatever. But as far as, like, me actually squaring up with somebody, bless you, I haven't done that in a while.
But getting upset with people doesn't make somebody respect you. And that's something that I think that a man needs to understand. Like, when you're trying to defend yourself, unfortunately, if you lose your temper, your credibility kind of goes out the window, at least temporarily. But that's not just for men, that's for anybody. If you're going to try and resolve a conflict, if you're trying to prove your point, just straight losing your temper is going to lose your footing temporarily. Like, nobody's going to listen to anybody who's yelling at them. Like, it doesn't matter what you're saying, it doesn't matter how true it is. Nobody's gonna receive that information while you're upset. But
is that? And I'm sorry, let me cut you off. But I'm not saying you're wrong with that. Actually, that makes perfect sense. But does that automatically place someone in the category of he or she is abusive because? I can see.
If you don't have time to recover, like in his situation,
he did. He came back.
But no. Well, he had a little bit of time. But like in his situation, like I said, he knew that video or whatever, the interview was going to be under scrutiny. So it's your best bet to keep your head level through this entire situation, because people are going to take snippets and memes of what's going on, and that will become the truth, just like he's living a truth. Snippets of that interview become the truth. If that's the thing that gets the most traction, that will be the truth, the narrative that's put out there. And as far as like just any man defending themselves, if you only have a short space of time to try and prove your innocence, it's best that you don't lose your head, because you may not have the chance to to fix that, and that person will go away with the narrative that you are guilty of something because you're so angry.
Right, and once again, I agree 100% with all of that. But I guess I'm probably just repeating myself, I guess, or maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I kind of feel like automatically. I guess it's because I've been in this position before, growing up and whatever. Where it's like, oh, like even the other day, so in my job situation, where the automatic perception was given in some ways that Carlos is a big guy, and then after things kept going, then my voice changed, and Carlos is a violent guy because I'm big and my voice, but it wasn't because. I didn't walk in that morning that way. The situation, the conversation, pushed me into that kind of position, which then had me like that. You see what I'm saying?
It's not a right, or it's not that you are doing something wrong, but we talk about all the time. You have to be aware. Unfortunately, because a lot of how people handle you everything is from somebody else's perspective, and you have to be constantly aware that you're not a small dude, and just your size in general is intimidating to some people. So if somebody who's bigger than them starts yelling at them, like, they're gonna go on the defense. It doesn't matter if you're right or you're wrong. They're just not gonna receive it. Like, if I start yelling at somebody, they're gonna be like, please do calm down, like go sit down somewhere.
Snickers.
But and like I said, it doesn't matter how right you are. Everything is about communication. And I've learned a little bit in speech class. True communication is what you are saying or what you're trying to getting across to that person exactly how you intended. And you have to realize that with people, there are filters of how they view you, what's going on, how angry are they. And unfortunately, if you're trying to prove yourself innocent, you have to consider all of those things.
Yeah, I get you. I mean, that makes perfect sense. I think just in the moment, though, it's easy to forget that. It's easy to be like, and then, like I said, in hindsight, he got arrested yesterday, shortly after the interview, for backup child support. They're just playing with this man's emotions. They're just playing with this man's emotions. I mean, he deserves whatever ever happens. If they send him into San Quentin, he go to San Quentin. But I ain't mad. But I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. So he regrouped himself, and he kind of just, okay, I'm sat down talking. There's another part of the interview coming on today, I guess, talking about his money and where he's sitting at financially. Okay. Yeah, so the first part of the interview was
where he's sitting at financially.
We know he's broke. But so the first part of the interview was pretty much just talking about the women and whatever. The second part was talking about his childhood and being him abused, whatever. And to me, he lost all credibility when she asked the question, have you ever slept with anybody underage? And he said, never. And immediately my mind said, bro, we all know about Aaliyah. We all know she was 15, 16 years old, you know what I'm saying, when you married her. Like, there's no getting around that. Just keep it 100.
Maybe she wasn't underage in the state they were in.
And I thought about that last night, because, some states get, 16 is that legal age, like that. So maybe that's where she was at. He was at, I don't know, which then would make him, I don't know.
Technically kind of guy.
Yeah, still nasty. But, I don't know, it's just one of those things where I was thinking last night, I was like, I don't, as a man, me personally, I'm not defending him by no stretch of imagination. The man's guilty in my eyes, as far as I'm concerned. Could be wrong, I don't know. I'm gonna say yes though. But yeah, I just, as a man, as a big guy or whatever, it's easy for someone who's smaller than me or whatever, same height or whatever, it's not as aggressive as me, to automatically make the assumption, oh, this is who Carlos is, and it's really not me. And I don't like when people do that to me. So R. Kelly, I'm not saying he's not a violent person or a manipulative person. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that that interview there didn't prove to me he was a violent. It just said he was aggressive about.
Yeah, saying that somebody is violent, like having an outburst, proves that somebody is violent. Just silly. That's not true. Not all violent people can't control themselves. I watched the interview. Have you watched the one with the Iceman?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
He's one of the most calm, cool, collected people you've ever met, but he's extremely violent. Right. Like one of the most violent people ever, and he admits it, or has admitted it in the past. I don't know if he's alive anymore, but he wasn't prone to violent outbursts. He honed his and took people out whenever he was upset. But so that's just, that in itself is not proof. But people were watching the interview to see what they wanted to see, even though it's just like. We talked about, like, you don't need to fish for proof. Like, they'll give you the proof if given enough time, and he's had enough time. There's plenty of proof. You don't have to look for it in places it's not there.
Yeah. That was a good point, babe. I just wanted to get your input on the situation. Like I said, R. Kelly's a monster, yo. And then R. Kelly said something that I put in my post, and it tickled me. Well, two things. It just tickled me. I laughed, and I was just like, yo, this is sad. This man is by far the dumbest person in the world. First one, lady said, Glenn said, sorry. She said, is it true you have a cult? No, he goes, people said I have a harem. Then they said I have what's it called? A cult? I don't even know what a cult is. But whatever it is, I ain't got it. Boy, I cried laughing. I shouldn't have laughed as long as I did, but that was funny to me. Where he said it was like he was dead serious. But there's something else he said I thought was funny too. I forgot now. Let me off. I forgot. Anyways, the point is, overall, I just want your opinion on the situation. Yeah. That's all. Thanks, babe. High five, Newton family. High five. Give it to me. There we go.